Now remember that there are two kinds of memory: explicit memory and implicit memory. Now in explicit memory is that information you consciously work to remember, like right now you are trying to prepare for PG examination, so that is explicit memory. What is implicit memory? Implicit memory is information that is remembered unconsciously and effortlessly, like remembering the music, driving the car. So these are part and parcel of explicit and implicit memory. Now we move on to the part of the declarative or explicit memory. What is declarative and explicit memory? Now, in declarative and explicit memory, that is, it can be of two types, like semantic factual and episodic events. For example, semantic factual is whatever you are trying to learn right now. These are the facts that you are trying to learn. And what is episodic? Episodic is like you are going, you are marrying or divorce or breaking up with someone. So that is episode. That is the events that are associated with life. So cement use is associated with semantic is associated with prefrontal cortex and the temporal lobe. So therefore here the ultratech cement is being shown in the anterior part as well as in the lateral part. So prefrontal cortex and temporal cortex is associated with semantic memory, whereas episodic memory, it is a fashion episodic is events, and in events what we do, we wear different fashion brands. So one of them is H&M. So H&M can be remembered hippocampus, medial temporal lobe and neocortex. From here we will move on to the, see here, this is prefrontal cortex in the anterior part, temporal cortex in the temporal lobe, by the blue arrow diagram that I have shown here. Now from here we move on to the next part, that is the non-declarative or implicit memory. So there are four types: procedural, priming and perceptual, associative learning, non-associative learning. In procedural, we are somewhat like learning the skills and habits. So what we are like in government services, we follow rules and procedures. Likewise, in our life, we are following certain procedures. We are doing it a certain way, like brushing your teeth or dressing. Somewhat, some everybody has their own unique way. So uh, government service that we in India that prepare for the medical graduate is CMS services. So from CMS you can derive cerebellum, motor cortex and striatum. Now second we move on to the priming and perceptual part. This is the part of the memory that we use in our day-to-day life, and this is most advanced memory in human. And if it is the most advanced thing, then where it would be formed, it would be formed in neocortex. Neo means new cortex. New cortex is formed when we are comparatively advanced in human evolution. So neocortex is associated with priming and perceptual memory. After that we move on to the associative learning, that is classical conditioning. So here it is amygdala and cerebellum. So associative learning is like when we are learning in the classical conditions, like in when we are in library, we want AC. So that is, you can remember it by AC is associative learning, and that is amygdala and cerebellum. But what is non-associative learning? That is habituation, sensitization. Some memory we develop, like while you are driving, you know that where there is a turn, where there is not a turn in your daily routine, uh, office going pathways or roadways, anything you would remember. So that is non-associative learning, and that becomes an intrinsic part and parcel of body. So that is reflex pathways, that is the habituation and the sensitization part.